Hi guys, welcome back to Grutz's World. This is episode 5. Episode 5 already. And we are over to the east of spawn at the minute. Yeah, about 700 blocks, and I'm looking for these guys. Hey puppy. I'm going to take these back. If I see a couple of rabbits on the way, I'm going to grab them as well. Alright, I've learned something new today. As you can see, yeah. Stay away. All my wolves ran for it. And the reason being, saw rabbits. I went to get the rabbits, and the wolves got there first. I didn't realise wolves attacked rabbits. Not with the sheep, not with the sheep, come on. Ooh, you see his eyes? He saw them. That's a good lad. Stay with me. Well, as you can see, we made it back to the skelly grinder. Got them with us. I'm just going to tie them up here for now. You as well. But I'm not going to show you this just yet. As you can see, I have 51 levels on us to spend. Alright, here we are, back at the main spawn. And as I say, I've got 51 levels. I've been working on that skeleton grinder for quite a while, and levels have built up, which is great news because I have repairs to do. That one, and that one. And like I say, I lost my boots and everything, so maybe do some enchanting as well. So let's grab these and get some things fixed. And breaking 3. Breaking 3, efficiency 3, nether pick. Could also do with taking this lot over to the skelly grinder as well, so I might as well pull this all down. Silk touch. Yep, that's fine. So I'm going to pick all this up and take it with us. Okay, where's your leads gone? Oi, get back. Actually, it doesn't matter. Let's just... Hey, get back. There's 1. No. 2. 3. That's my favourite texture for the wolf, but it's got me a little neck scarf with a J on it. But it doesn't look right with them orange collars. I need some lapis. And ooh, it's better. Yeah, now we're talking. And you. Come on. That work? Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, I've changed things up here. It was 1 drop tube down the centre, if you remember. But for the things I wanted to do, I decided it would be better to have 2 separate drops. And done a bit of design work on the spawner itself. I think it looks good. For me it looks good. I got sealed in, a little bit of a squiggly pattern going around the floor. Yeah, I like the way the room's coming on now. Might seem a bit dark, but that's how I like it. Plus, it needs to be dark for them guys. So, I've hooked up the on-off switch for the spawner. That's that one there. And I have 2 different modes. AFK XP, which is going to be this one, and normal, which is this one. So it's set to normal at the minute, so they would probably drop down in that tube there. These guys, yeah, you 3 are going in here. It's better. Sit. Good boy. Very obedient. Very impressed with you. So you can go in there. Next one. Come on. Over you come. No. Yeah, about there should do the trick. Good boy. In you go with your friend. Yeah. You're just going to sit there, aren't you? Alright. It's better than nothing. Number 3. Hey, whoa. So you're the troublemaker. Come on. Hey, look at that. What? There's skeletons down there. And sit. Good boy. And in you go with the rest. So the reason I want these in here is they're going to be doing the killing in here. So let's put these back. And I'm also going to need... do I have any smooth stone slabs? This is my little work area back here with my bed and everything. And raining outside. So let's get these slabs. And they're going to go across here. So it doesn't look all that good as it is right now. But what I've done is I've installed a little piston under here. So when you flick the switch, there's my little AFK spot down here. And I can get my dogs so I can stand them up, sit them down. Yeah. And you probably noticed the lights changing. So I'm in normal mode at the minute, which is this one. So these two lights are on, that one's off. When I flick the switch, it just lights up the opposite one. Now, to make this work up above, I have a stupid amount of pistons going on and waterways and stuff like that. And this is me wiring for everything. So, as you can see up there, the dogs are sitting on this soul sand here. And I'm just using the soul sand so the drops will go through and get into the hoppers. And at the minute, I'm just taking the hoppers to the double chest here. Now, the switches, let's see, this is, I've tried clearing out as much as possible so I can show things, but it's a bit hard to work out. So there's the on-off switch on the back of that redstone lamp. And then there's just a redstone torch tower going up. And if I go up a little bit further, you'll see that just goes to here. And then it runs across the top and down to here. This is just the roof of the spawner. So when you throw that lever, this torch is going to go off, all the lights in the spawner go off. So that's nice and simple. Then alongside this, you'll notice there's a second line. Let's jump down. And this is the switch to go between normal mode and AFK mode. And again, I'm just using the torch tower, so that one to there. And then it goes all the way up. And that one goes right to the very top. And I've just taken sort of a couple of signals out to go to the redstone lamps. There's one behind each of them blocks. So that's off at the minute. And now I took a signal from this torch here, going this direction to the redstone lamps here to make them on. So let's go further up. I say it's a bit of a mess. I'm just digging things out so we can look at stuff. And this is where the signal from that second redstone tower comes out, comes along here, then hits some more torches. And this is where it starts branching off. Why can't I jump up there? Now, I like to put all my redstone work on polished diorite. That way, it's not really a block I would build with. Maybe it's not. So, I put all my wiring on there. Hello guys. Comfy? So let's get round the front so you can see what's going on here. So the skellies go up the mob elevator and then come along this water tunnel here. Then they'll drop down, and as you see, I have water coming out, going this direction, and that's because at the minute it's in AFK mode. So this is the, this here is the drop hole for the AFK, and this drop hole here is for the normal mode. So what I've got is, why have I not got a glass block on top of there? Oh well. So there's two pistons here with glass blocks on, and they're blocking that direction. At the same time as this pushes out, there's a piston under there that lowers down, and that allows the water to just flow in this direction. When you throw the lever, these two pistons go back in, that piston goes up, that piston goes up, this one goes down, and these two push out. And I should be able to override it down here with these levers, so I can show what I mean. So this is the torch tower coming up, and then from here the signal goes up this side to one lot of pistons, and up here with an extra torch on top to invert it. Then the lower piston is powered by that one, and this one under here. So yeah, let's just throw this switch here, so you'll hear them fire. And like I say, now these ones are pushed out. That piston's gone down, this one's gone up, them two are gone back. So now the water comes around this way and mobs get flushed down there. Now, I was having problems with the skellies only being 2-hit kills or dying sometimes. And that's because if this water went all the way at the edge and they were allowed to go off, even though there's only too high space, they seem to be able to get a tiny bit of a jump, and it's enough to kill them every so often. I didn't have any room to actually do what I did on this side, which I'll show in a second. So all I'm using is the next skeleton comes down, comes along, pushes them two, that one falls. And it just keeps doing that. That's why there's two standing up here from when I turned it on. So you'll always have two locked up in the system up here, but that only affects the very beginning of it. After that it works fine. Over this side, you'll see I have a pressure plate there with a bit of dust going to this torch. Then that goes into this little hopper setup which passes one item backwards and forwards. The comparator detects it, hits the piston which extends and pushes the mob down there. Now the reason I had to add this on was sometimes when there's more than one mob comes through, it would jam this up and they would all just stand on the pressure plate there. And this would be constantly sort of powered, and it just jammed the whole thing up. So having this set up with one of these here, if I just take this torch out, it just gives a constant pulse. So even if one is jammed on there, it'll push them down anyway. So yeah, it's a bit long-winded, but it does what I want. I'm happy with it. This piston is for the next stage. That's going to be just to block this off so nothing can fall down. This one I just have a chest above there. And that's so if I'm using this XP grinder, it doesn't have automatic loot collection, whereas this one does. And that's because I want to add something different to this, which is what this bit of dust is for here. So I've just got a chest like that and just throw things in while I'm working. And both of these are going to hook together. And I'm going to put a mass storage unit with automatic sorters in it. But let's get down here. Hello. Okay. Stand up, stand up. And let's switch the lights off and get some mobs coming through. And I forgot to throw that switch, didn't I? Anyway, as you can see, that side of it works. Every one of them survive and every one of them are one-hit kills. Stop! I might as well leave that turned on. But use can it be in here? Right, I'll go and switch that back over. It's just because I threw that lever to show you how it works up here, so I better rethrow it. Anyway, you'll be able to see the push in action now. Any more? Yeah. So if you watch this guy coming along now, he's going to drop into the water stream, dunch into, and there he goes. And then these two just sit there until the next one comes, and it happens again. Anyway, throw the lever the other way. It sounds like there's more coming, be able to see. Yeah. So this time what's going to happen, they're going to go the other direction, land on the pressure plate, which is going to push them off. Now, they're probably not going to do anything while this lot are here, because they'll be tracking these guys. And as in here, and see, XP, good boys. And that was a very risky manoeuvre going up there. Yeah, if you're ever going to leave your AFK spot, sit these guys, otherwise they'll teleport to you. I'm pretty lucky that they were tracking them skeletons there. Otherwise they would have teleported up there and it would have been a nightmare getting them back down. So you can see my boys working away here. And I've tested this and I haven't seen any tails dropping on the dogs yet. So they're not taking any damage with the skeletons being one hit kill. As soon as they land and they get bitten by one of these dogs, that's it, they're dead. And all that XP comes to me. If you're going to walk away, sit them first. And what I found is with this setup, even if your dogs are sitting, the skeletons cannot see them, so they don't get hit. And then when you want them to get them, just stand them back up again. So, as you can see, now I just need to sit in this spot overnight or something, let my wolves do the work for us. The loot's all going to go into them hoppers and go into a mass storage somewhere around here, and I'll gather all the XP. Now, with this one, I want to do something different. Let's just shut that up. I don't like to have that down there. Now, if you remember in the last episode, I was standing hitting the skellies when they were here, and the ones with the armor are surviving. So what I want to do is I want to tackle that problem. You probably noticed I was hitting the ones with the armor, stepping back and watching. What I noticed was, every time you hit a skelly, he jumps. So the ones without armor die straight away, but the ones with armor jump up in the air. So what I thought I'd like to do is, where this block is, put a dispenser. I have a dispenser there. Oh god. I'm just going to knock this out so I can get me chests. going to need sign and lava. So the idea is to have a sign there and then put lava in here. Place that glass up there. And what I'm going to do is, it's going to be in this state as normal. But once I've collected enough skellies here, I'm going to have a button. Right, so I'll put that in. I'm going to have a button right there. And when I hit that button, what it's going to do is, that piston I showed you up the top there, it's going to push that piston out to stop anything else coming down. And it's going to put lava out here. My button is just on the other side of that block. So if I take a signal out of that, then bring it up here. Don't need that one underneath. Like so. That should just give us me lava blade that I want. Let's just try that. There we go. Then the idea is going to be, I'm going to stand here, hit the skeletons, and they're going to jump up and hit the head into this lava here. Now there's a good little mechanic in the game that if you've hit a skelly, or any mob for that matter, and they die within 5 seconds of you doing that, you still get the XP. You've probably seen it before where you're fighting with a creeper or something and you hit him and he falls off the edge of a mountain and you see the XP down the bottom, and that's the reason why. So that's the first bit, the easy bit done for that. Next, I need, ooh, not going to get through there. Next I need to take a signal up, actually right up there. So I'll probably run a torch tower off that. One there, one there. And one there. Yeah, so throw the switch, lava comes out, and hopefully when we get up the top, hopefully that piston's extended. Yeah, that didn't work. Well, it's a good job I'm building an XP farm, because that was 30 odd levels down the drain. Yeah, so because that's a button, all it's doing is pushing the piston out then bringing it back. So I'm going to add a T flip-flop. So when it activates, it'll push it out permanently, and when you push the button again, then it'll bring it back. Right, I've got it working now. What I ended up doing was putting a monostable circuit in the top with a 1 tick pulse. What happens is when the signal comes up here, this fires up and it just pulses this really quick so it leaves the glass block out. And then when the button gets hit again, it does the same thing and it pulls it back. So, where is it? If I take this torch out, you would have heard that pulse there, and as you can see, the glass block's out there. Then the next time, it'll actually grab the block and bring it back. So brilliant, that's that sorted. Now we can get down and give it a shot. Let's grab this block out of the way so we can see better, and if we look up there, you can see there's no block there. If we press the button, lava comes out and you can just see the green tinge up there. Press it again, lava away, and the block goes back. Perfect. So I think we're in normal mode. Let's turn this on and bring some of these skeletons down. Right, so we're starting to get some guys with armour, that's what we're after. Some of the normal ones, they should die straight away anyway. But just while they're here, if I hit, yeah, see, he's got armour on, so when I hit him, he just jumped. Get out of the way. Like this guy here. So he's not a one-hit kill. He just jumps and he takes a few hits. So let's get him out of the way. And wait for some armor guys to come down. Right, so we'll throw the switch here. We may get the odd one that'll drop in that was actually stuck in that glass block up there. But as you'll see, we have a couple of guys in there with armor, which would not usually be a one-hit kill. Full of rubbish. This is what I've got the chest for. Just to dump this stuff. So, I give these a hit. There, that's what I was talking about. He was stuck in the glass. But as you notice, I still got the XP from that. So I hit him. Dead. Dead. Obviously they're going to die. So even though they had armor on, they're still one-hit kills. And I still get the XP. So that's brilliant. Works exactly as I want it to. What I need to do is get a heavy weighted pressure plate there. Now, if you don't know how these work, I'll just make some room here. Stick a block there. And I'll just clear this out. I just want to put a line of redstone in so you can have a look at this. So, see that dust's activated, that one's not. Not. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, as soon as one entity, whether it be a mob or just an entity like that, this pressure plate will give off one signal. Now, it will not move up to the next signal until another 10 mobs or entities are on the pressure plate, so 11 in total. Once there is 11 in total, the second line lights up. Then 10 mobs later, the next one, 10 later, the next, and so on. And the only limitations here is by the length of a redstone signal, which is 15 blocks. We've got it turned on now. I'm going to let a few of these collect up, and we'll see these lights changing as the mobs fall onto the plate. So there we have the second bit of redstone lighting up. That means there was 11 mobs on there. So I think that's the second one since there. Once we hit 21 mobs, this one is going to light up. So let's just wait and make sure that happens. There's the third bit of dust lighting up now. So we now know there's 21, well 22 because another one's just fell. There's 22 skellies on that pressure plate. 23. And it'll keep doing the same thing. Like I say, all the way up till 141 is the maximum you can detect with this. So I'm going to turn this off and just clear these guys out. And don't need this anymore. But that is the basis to the next part of this project. Well, that's the wiring for that sorted. And as you'll notice, we've got a new lever here. If it's up, then this will collect 27. What it means is going from level 27 to level 30. So as you can see, I've got 27 levels on us. And then if you pull it down, it's unlimited, so this will just keep collecting. So the idea will be is, once there's enough mobs in the system to get me from level 27 to level 30, it's going to turn the light on in the spawner. And I do intend to sort of put an audible note block sort of sound so I know it's happened. But if I take it around the back and show you the wiring here, it's quite straightforward really. There's the dust underneath the pressure plate there. So if that lights up, that's one mob. 11, 21, 31, 41, 51. When it hits this block, the repeater takes a signal and it'll send it up this torch tower, which goes to the spawner lights. It sort of overrides whatever setting it's got to make the lights come on. Now I have this piston here with this block, and then just some wire inverted down some wire to keep it extended. So that means when the lever's up, that torch is on, the piston's extended. This signal can pass through and go up. When the lever's pulled down, the torch is off. The piston comes back, and it doesn't matter how many mobs go on the plate, the signal doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, quite simple wiring. Let's see if we can get up there and see how many we've got. So if I hit my F3 and we'll look at the entities, we have 36. So that should be 4 lights, 3 lights, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 11, 21, 31. And like I say, we have 36 in there at the minute. So let's gather some more skellies. Just while we're waiting here, I just want to explain how I worked out how many mobs. I did quite a bit of testing and it was quite interesting really. What I found out is most of the 2 high mobs, like your creepers, zombies, pigments, blazers, skeletons, it says, and everyone understands it as being 5 experience per mob. Now, what I don't know if people know or not is there is actually equipment bonuses. So for mobs wearing armour, if he's holding weapons, if he's carrying a shovel, all that type of stuff, you'll get a bonus between 1 and 3 experience. This means like a creeper is 5. It'll never be anything more. It never wears armour. So it is 5 experience. Zombies are the majority of the time 5 experience, but every so often it'll be wearing armour, which could put it between 6 and 8 experience. Now, I like skeletons personally because every single one of them skeletons is carrying a bow, which means instead of being 5 experience, they are a minimum of 6 experience. Anywhere up to 8, but a minimum of 6. So when I did tests to get up to level 30, say a zombie and a creeper were around 250 to 280 mobs to get to level 30 from 0. The skeleton and the pigman, because he's carrying a sword all the time, but both of them were around 200 mobs to get to level 30. And then what I was doing once I got to level 30, oh, we can just see the lights come on there. So if I just get over here quickly before I finish my sentence. Yep, 52 entities there. So let's just put this out. Yeah, so once I had like the level 30 figured out, I did an enchant, got down to level 27 and worked out how many mobs I would need to actually get back to level 30. And what I found was with the creepers, with the zombies, it was somewhere between say 55 and 60, 61. Whereas with the pigmen, the skeletons, you were looking at about 45. Now there isn't a setting on the weighted pressure plate for 45, so I went to the next one above, which is 51. So if we go down here, see what's happening here. The signal has gone all the way, passed through the block, gone up the torch tower, and now turned the spawner off, which is perfect. So let's get here and kill these guys. There we go, we got with 30 levels. And there was a couple of stragglers there. Just because the delay from when it turns off, there's still mobs in the system. But yeah, as you can see, from 27 to 31, you would go do another enchant. And obviously, this has turned the spawner back on because everything has come off the pressure plate now. And it starts all over again. If I decide to have it in unlimited mode, then it'll just keep collecting mobs. And as you can see, this block goes back, so even when the signal comes, it's not going to go any further. But yeah, that's great. That works out really nicely. And I've started digging out up here, and I think this is where I'm going to end up putting my chests and some storage systems with automatic sorters. And I've got to figure out where I want to put my enchanting table. But I think this is quite a longish episode, so I'm going to call it now. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. See ya.